Mountain News first at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, we continue to follow a developing story out of Harlan County this afternoon where a man is missing after a late-night mining accident. Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet officials say it happened at the D29 Darby Fork mine in Holmes Mill. They are looking for 33-year-old James D. Brown, who is from the Lynch community. Officials say Brown began his shift around 10 last night and was working roughly 14,000 feet underground when the roof of the mine collapsed roughly 1 hour later. All mine operations were shut down after the accident and will remain suspended as the search continues. We do have a reporter in the area and hope to have more information later tonight. In Perry County, more than 8 businesses are slated to arrive in downtown Hazard as early as next month. WYMT's Chas Jenkins is downtown now with more.
Downtown Hazard could see a boost in activity over the next few months. City officials told me this strip will soon have far more to offer people, as several new businesses are preparing to open their doors to the public. As part of their ongoing downtown revitalization efforts, they have announced 9 more businesses are coming to the city's downtown. 7 are brand new, covering a wide variety of needs and interests, while 2 others, Francis's Diner and Cold Country Candles, are relocating. Downtown coordinator Bailey Richards says they could not be happier with the city's progress.
There's just a lot happening, and we're really happy to see that. We're continuing to plan and grow. We have ultimate goals that are probably more like 5 to 10 year goals, but we're very much on track to be the city that we really want to be and to see ourselves becoming.
Richards says they hope to have most of these businesses up and running by the end of April. In Hazard, Chas Jenkins, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, new businesses people can expect to see include Ready, Set, Play, Fulton Landscaping, East 76 Landscaping, 606 Soap Company, North Fork Inn, Vintage Delane Boutique, and Wild Bill's Sports Memorabilia and Cards. Richard says even before this, 36 new businesses have come into the city during the past 3 years through the end of 2021.
Well, you saw it behind Chas right there, and we've seen plenty of it throughout the day. Sunshine. It's been a gorgeous start to the work week, the first full day of spring, by the way. We're just past about, let's say about 30 hours into the spring season, and we're looking pretty nice. Just a few high clouds, high knob camera at UVA-wise, coming in at 63 this afternoon. I-75 at London, barely a cloud in the sky, plenty of sunshine. On the trek home this evening, not a cloud in sight on satellite and radar either, maybe as you head out up towards central Kentucky, but nothing we have to concern ourselves with for now. But look out to the west. There are showers developing across portions of the nation's midsection. And those are going to eventually head our way later this week. But for today, nothing to worry about. And into tonight as well. Keep that WYMT weather app handy, though, because while we do have showers on the way this week, they're not quite here yet, which means it's the perfect time to go ahead and download that app before the weather gets soggy around the region. We've got plenty more where this came from as we head into at least the early hours of tomorrow. I'll have the details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. The Russian invasion of Ukraine is now in its 4th week and shows no signs of letting up despite several days of ceasefire talks. President Biden had a call today with European leaders about the ongoing crisis, and he travels to Belgium this week to meet face-to-face with American allies. On the agenda, possible additional sanctions against Russia, more humanitarian assistance for refugees, and military aid for NATO troops near the Ukrainian border. Some of the most innocent victims of the war in Ukraine have only just been born. Hundreds of infants born to Ukrainian surrogates are now trapped by the fighting, kept away from their biological parents who are helpless to keep them safe as they anxiously watch the war from other countries. CBS's Charlie Daggett spoke with the nurses keeping these babies alive and with one couple who decided they could not wait any longer.
They range in age from just a few days old to 5 months. 21 temporarily stranded surrogate babies orphaned for now by the war raging above this makeshift basement bomb shelter, but not abandoned, looked after by an exhausted team of dedicated nurses, like Antonina Eufimovic.
Are you getting enough rest? You look very stressed.
Our rest is no more than 30 minutes or an hour. We can't take more time. A lot of babies crying.
They get a half an hour of sleep at a time. That's all the time. Day and night.
Day and night, yes.
Ukraine is a global leader in surrogacy. When the war broke out, it became too dangerous for the biological parents to come get them. The Growing Families charity estimates as many as 800 couples are waiting for their babies, including those from America. Standing sentry outside, we find Chief Dr. Igor Pechenoga not in scrubs, but combat fatigues.
У нас війна.
We're in a war, he explains.
What are you telling the parents?
І на сьогоднішній день
The truth, he says, what is happening here? The people are dying. Children are dying too. Not just soldiers, but also children, mothers, sisters.
і мами, сестри.
I think he's hungry.
Hecke and Gerhard Gottskog from Bavaria, Germany, decided the risks of traveling into an active war zone outweighed the risks of leaving Leonard in one.
That's why you came.
We have no electricity, no water. That's very dangerous for our baby. And
It's
so we
not
thought,
the normal.
when now, later it's dangerous. It's more dangerous.
You thought,
But I
let's
don't
go
know.
and get there now.
Yes.
The rest of the newborns remain safe for now. But as the war worsens and advancing Russian artillery strikes the capital, how safe and for how long? Charlie Daggett, CBS News, Kyiv, Ukraine.
Skyrocketing gas prices have fueled a new nationwide crime wave, with brazen thieves stealing gas from cars, trucks, and even gas stations themselves, sometimes causing large amounts of damage in the process. This is what happened to Mike Gross, who owns a car dealership. A few days ago, he discovered that thieves had targeted his lot, drilling a hole into the gas tank of a recently traded-in Jeep, stealing a few gallons of gas while leaving several tanks worth of damage behind.
There was maybe 3 or 4 gallons of gas in there, and he did probably close to about $1,500 of damage in order to try to steal $15 to $20 worth of gas.
The national average cost for a gallon of self-serve regular right now is $4.25. The White House considered sending gas cards to families to help offset record high gas prices before eventually deciding it's not feasible. A source familiar with the administration's thinking said the Biden administration is worried gas cards will not work because of execution issues and fraud concerns. The source said in the past cards have been stolen from mailboxes. They are studying the pros and cons of various other proposals to help Americans. American Airlines will soon allow more passengers to order alcohol during flights. Airlines stopped selling alcohol early in the pandemic to cut back on interactions between flight attendants and passengers. It was extended due to concerns about unruly behavior from passengers. American is the last major U.S. airline to bring back the service. American started giving out alcohol in first class last spring. Service will resume for the main cabin on April 18th, the same day the federal transportation mask mandate is set to expire. Let's head over to Wall Street now on this Monday. The Dow closes down today more than 201 points. We'll have more financial news in our next half hour. But straight ahead here on First at 4, we'll hear from one songwriter hoping to win an Oscar, which would be her first in a 34-year career.
And beautiful to start the week, but we do have changes to contend with later this week. I'll have a full breakdown next.